Joining us now is somebody who is on whom rests a lot this time around, not just the weight of expectations, but also perhaps the weight of responsibility of representing the country and amidst a very tight contingent, and at a time when she's matured and when she's got the silver the last time around, the expectation is to go for gold. So, Sindhu, you're enjoying all the pressure. Thank you so much for speaking to us.
Well, thank you. And enjoying the pressure, yes, at the moment I am, because I can't deny that I don't have pressure. Definitely, yes, there's a lot of pressure, there's a lot of responsibilities and a lot of expectations. But I think it's very important to, yeah, just play your game and give your best rather than, think about what people want you to, because that would add extra pressure, according to me. And yeah, I mean, having that pressure and going onto the court is not good. So I think it's better you just focus on the match, you focus on the game, and just give your best.
True. So your bags are all packed and you're ready to go. So what are the few things that you're going to pack for yourself so that you do well in Tokyo?
Oh yeah, a lot of sanitizer and face mask. But yeah, I think it's very important to stay safe and keep sanitizing and make sure you follow the social distancing and the protocols, because well, even though the Japanese government and the protocols have been followed, I think it's very important to stay safe. And yeah, we being in the bio bubble, and I'm sure everybody will get tested every single day, and it's going to be very different. And I think so. Yeah, as I mentioned, yes, very important is the mask and the sanitizer. Apart from that, really looking forward, and yeah, just
Hmm.
excited.
You're going to be flag bearer. Is that an honor, a special honor? Does that also increase the weight of expectations?
Well, I mean, definitely there are expectations, but I think being a flag bearer is something, I mean, it's definitely a proud moment, and holding the flag, Indian flag, and representing your country. I think it's definitely a really really proud moment, and I'm really really happy for that, and I'm really, I think, looking forward, because not everybody will get that chance, and me getting that opportunity and that chance, I think it's a great moment.
How has it been different this time? Because of the pandemic, a lot of things have gone topsy-turvy. There are your colleagues who have not been able to qualify because events got cancelled. They couldn't get a shot at qualification. The contingent is only four, and just one, you, Praneeth, and also the two boys in the men's doubles. So it's a very small contingent. And if I look at the fray, there is no Carolina Marin in your
Yeah.
list. But then there are two Japanese. There is the Chinese. There is the Thai in Ratchanok who's coming back.
Yes.
So it just, but how's it been different this time around?
Yeah, it's very different, I must say, and yeah, we all are getting used to this new normal. And I think back then in 2016, and now when you look back, I think it's completely going to be very different, because compared to that and this, obviously we won't be having the spectators around, and we can't go anywhere. We just have to stay in the bio bubble and make sure we get tested every day. So I think this pandemic has definitely taught us a lot of things, and getting used to it. But I think. Yeah, unfortunately, some of the players, since tournaments getting cancelled, I think some of the players, it was a bit tough for them, because I think I feel it's not just for us, but I think it's for everybody out there, because I'm sure there might be, athletes there who might have just get a couple of points and they would be there at the Olympics. But unfortunately, tournaments getting cancelled or postponed. And I mean, it's not in our hands. I mean, because, we are in such a situation where you don't know what is next and what's going to happen. So at this time, the only thing we can do is just stay safe and be safe. And the tournament getting cancelled, we just can't blame them also, because we don't know how the situation is in their own country. And everybody wants to make sure that our safety is first. And we don't want that being in such situation where going somewhere else and getting the COVID and staying there for a very long time. I think that's not a good idea, and I think they've decided and they've thought about it and they canceled the tournaments. But overall, yeah, since they haven't got selected, and now we just four of them, and it's going to be the first Olympics for Sai and Satvik and Chirag. And I'm sure they would really enjoy it, and they're quite excited, because Olympics is definitely the best and number one, because Olympics, everybody's dream is to be there at the Olympics. And I think when you get that chance, well, everybody's going to enjoy that. But I think overall, I mean, it's going to be different. But I'm sure they will, learn new stuff. Yeah.
I'm just amazed. You're still so young, but you're much older, and you are actually the senior. So you are going to be the person who is going to mentor the
Yeah.
others.
Yeah. For me, it's my second Olympics, so I know how the environment is going to be there, and it's really a really good environment because you see a lot of athletes from different sports, the top athletes, and it's such an inspiration and motivation for you that, oh yeah, you are one among them. So I think it is definitely a really good thing, and it's something special. Olympics is always something special for me. Yeah, always.
True. Let's talk about you, and we talk at three things. One is the mental level, the physical level, and also the skill level. So let's talk each one by one. Mentally, you seem to be in a much better place than you were earlier. Now, have you been working on that aspect? Because we've spoken on mental wellness. So,
Yes.
is it something that you've been focusing on,
Yeah,
working on?
I've been working on that, and I've been making sure that I understand because pandemic, a lot of people have been in a state where they don't know what to do and what's happening, and you know, getting mentally upset and mentally depressed, not only in sports life but also personally, I would say. So I think it's very important, to keep yourself busy by doing something else rather than thinking about what's happening. Well, I understand it's sad and nobody can do anything about it, but obviously just take care of ourselves and be safe. But apart from that, it's very important to just keep yourself busy doing something else and not, think about what's happening, and just stay positive all the time. And when I say stay busy. It's like, do some type sort of exercise, learn some new skill. Learn something else. So that is what I meant. Keep yourself busy so that you get so busy that you don't have time to think. And yeah, I only say one thing is, you have to stay positive all the time. And I'm sure, at times, especially in life or in sports or anything, there will be a situation at a time where you lose a match, or nothing is going on your way, so you tend to get upset and you tend to get depressed. But that is when you need to try and come out from that and make sure that fine, you might have learned new things, it is over, what is over, and you just have to think about what is next and just keep going. And that is how life is, because staying positive, staying happy is very much needed, and I'm sure things will definitely change.
True. So is PV Sindhu now much mentally much more stronger? And have you also tested yourself whether you're able to respond differently compared to how you would in the past in critical situations?
And yeah, I've learned a lot of stuff because it also comes with experience and so many years playing sport. You understand what it is and what's going on in your head. And obviously, I at times do meditation and make sure I just keep myself calm. But it's very important. And back then and now, I might be a bit, sometimes I might, when while playing a match, when I tend to lose, I get really upset, and that you can make out in my face. But I think now that has changed because I've been working on that, and it's very important to work on your mental aspect. And yes, I think you guys have to say that more than me saying myself. But yeah, overall, I've improved, and I think it's really good. And I stay positive all the time. And even though you have so many thoughts in your mind, or it's just a bad day for you, it's just that fine. It's okay. It happens. But yeah, it's not going to be forever. Yeah.
No, true, absolutely. I see the change, and you see, we can only say what we see. You
Yeah.
are the person who's actually going through,
Okay.
and what you may be going through may be a whole host of emotions and something totally disparate to what is actually being interpreted.
True,
But you
true.
have to be in control because in the court, nobody can do what you can do.
Nobody can control you. Yes,
Yeah,
exactly. You are the one who have to control yourself. Yeah. I
true.
think I've been working on that, and Mr. Park also has been really helpful and really helping me out in that case. Yeah.
Hmm. Now let's talk about your physical aspect. In terms of being niggle-free, becoming stronger. What are the aspects that you work? Because a lot of times they say in the run-up to the Olympics, you want to play a lot of tournaments because you want to get the feel of the court, get into a rhythm. And okay. Now that's not happened. But has that also helped because you've been able to stave off injury worries, recover from certain niggles which have been worrying you? Get stronger, work on your training aspect. What have you been doing?
Well, I think this was the right time. I felt I've got enough time to train, to practice, and to work out on my skill and technique because generally, we don't have much time. It was always, going for a tournament, come back, learn your mistakes, and again go for a tournament. So we didn't have enough time, and our schedule was so busy. So I think now, since we had a lot of times, and I think the last tournament was March, and from then till now we had no tournament. So yeah, injury wise, endurance wise, I think skill wise, technique wise, and fitness wise, yeah, each and every aspect is important. I've been working on everything because when you're competing at the Olympics, you have to be in your best form, and I felt that this was the right time, and we've got enough training and enough practice sessions to learn new technique and new skill, and I'm really very happy about it that that we've got enough time. And I mean, yeah, a lot of people might say, we missed tournaments, or, we couldn't play. It might be a match practice. But I think you can create a situation where you playing in a bigger stadium. You make sure that you creating that environment, that you play matches with different boys and different players. So you get used to that situation and scenario. And also one more thing where, you generally they will be spectators, but even this time we will be playing without spectators, so it's also good you playing in an empty stadium, in a big stadium. So yeah, that is what I've been playing at the Gachibowli stadium, so that I get used to that situation, that place where a lot of drift and the shuttle control needs to be proper. So I make sure that I get used to it, so I don't take much time after going there to actually know how it is, the shuttle conditions.
True. So I know you don't want to diverge too much, but have you also been watching what the others have been doing? And
Well,
and and
yeah.
and who do you think is going to be perhaps the players that to watch out for aside of PV Sindhu?
Well, I mean, till March we were watching matches, but yeah, I do watch matches at times. I mean, the previous matches, but we don't know presently what they're doing, and what they're preparing, or how their skill is and technique is, because we got almost like from March until now, we had no tournament. So I'm sure everybody is going to learn some new technique or skill and improve their physical training and stuff. But I think it's very important to be prepared for everything, and you need to have plan A and plan B. I mean, you might go with one kind of strategy, and if that doesn't work, you have to make sure that you immediately change to another one, because that's very very important. And yeah, you have to like immediately know, okay, what she's doing and what needs to be done.
Hmm. So in that case, who do you think is somebody who's always tested your ability? Tai Tzu Ying,
Well,
would you
yeah,
say,
I mean,
or is it different in different days,
if
depending upon which player comes onto the court
yeah,
on that day?
it's very different with every player. For example, Taiyu is a very skillful player, and you need to be prepared for that. And Okuhara and Yamaguchi are rally players, and your endurance needs to be really really good. And of course, Rachinok is again a skillful player, and Chen Yufi is her strokes are really good.
But somewhere, do you think this time around the buzz around the Olympics is not that much? And is that a good thing, or do you think is that a bad thing? Because it makes a difference either way.
Well, I don't have that feeling, because I've already been hearing a lot that, oh yeah, Sindhu, we want you to get that medicine back. And so, I mean, I feel that buzz is there. But, since it got postponed, I mean, it was last time, and it was sad that it got postponed. But actually now I am really excited, because it's just a couple of weeks.
You talked about playing in silence, because there's going to be no audience. So you've been
Yeah.
training at the Gachibowli. How difficult do players actually feed off crowd energy? Does that actually make a difference in a game? And in Japan, against a Yamaguchi or a Okuhara, you'd rather have an empty stadium rather than crowds there.
Well, now we got used to it, because before, yeah, I'm sure, for Yamaguchi Okuhara, it's the home ground, a bit of favor on their side. But also when it's Olympics, they will also have that pressure playing in their home crowd. But well, I don't know if they're going to be spectators or minimum people there. But I think at the end of the day, it's just you and your coach. That's it. And yeah, I think you are the guys who need to support each other. Because playing in an empty stadium, I think it's a bit like, we will miss the audience, as I said earlier. But when you hear that crowd, it's almost like, yes, that's like a motivation, and that's like a support, because they're cheering for you all the time and each and every point. But Yeah, this time, yeah, we're not going to have that. But I think having Japanese on their side, I don't think that should make a thing because, yeah, I don't think that would actually affect anyone.
What is it that final question? What is it that we should watch out for from Pusarla Sindhu this time around? Tell me, tell our
Well,
viewers that.
yeah, I'm sure. I think hoping that you guys will watch, new skill from me, and also yes, hoping to get that medal back to the country. And yeah, that's I think that you should hope from me.
I wish you all the very, very best on behalf of the entire country. Keep smiling, keep staying, believing in yourself like we believe in you, and do very, very well, Sindhu.
Thank
All the
you.
very best.
Lord. Yeah, thank you.
Sathiyan Gnanasekaran, congratulations. What you've done is phenomenal. How does it feel to be able to make the cut into the singles?
Hello, Anand. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's been my childhood dream to be a part of the Olympic contingent to represent India. It's a very like a dream come true moment, and I'm extremely happy. I think it's more like an emotional moment. I've grown seeing that 5 rings. So yeah, it's finally happening. I'm pretty excited.
And to get there, you had to beat somebody who every paddler in the country looks up to.
Yes, definitely. I mean, Sharadana has been the flag bearer for Indian table tennis for such a long time, and he's played almost table tennis of my age, probably more than that. So beating Sharad at a very important tournament in nationals as well as in the Olympic qualifiers, I think that's given me a lot of confidence. I'm happy that both of them have gone through the Olympics, and I hope both of them can make it count at the Tokyo Olympics.
Now, we would have seen you at Rio also had it not been for the personal setback that you had. And it's been a tough journey. And also, you were on the road and you were doing well. And then comes COVID, and then Olympics gets delayed by one whole year. Tell me how the process has been. How difficult or easy has it been? And you found a very unique way. Rather than playing big tournaments or the Grand Prix, you're playing leagues.
Yes, the struggle has been quite a lot. Like how I missed out on Rio despite coming really close, and from there I felt like I had to start from scratch. But the second version of Sathiyan was probably much more aggressive, and I put out all the anger on court. I was a much improved player, I should say, working with my coach. I started to be more proactive and taking my chances all the time I get on the court. I played like I had nothing to lose, and I think that was the key moment in my life which changed the perspective of how I looked into a game. And yeah, from there on, winning a couple of Pro Tour titles gave me a lot of confidence that belonged to the league. Then the Commonwealth Games medals and the Asian Games historic medal. I think from there I then broke into the top 25 in the world. That was a great achievement as well. So these kind of wins give you a lot of confidence. And the COVID pandemic then was a very, very big challenge, which we never faced any athlete. I think for them, being confined to homes was a very difficult position to be in. But yeah, we are come up with the kind of struggles in our life. So we made a lot of ways. I made a routine and I started to stick to that and get the best out of it. Got a robot, what innovations I could do. I did everything possible. Like I said, I have been playing leagues for quite a few years, but unfortunately there is no international competitions. I mean, you have no other choice, I would say. Not playing a competition for 1 year or more has never been. I have played competitions almost every week or couple of weeks. So I had to look for good matches, and Japan League, what better than going to Japan itself?
Well, as they say, as you move eastward, ping pong gets so much more complex. So compared to the Japan League, the Polish League would have been jujube for you. But tell me, what's the difference, and what did you learn?
Certainly, Japan, by far is the toughest league in the world, I would say. I was the underdog there, despite being in the top 30. You can imagine the kind of competition they had. Every player I played almost was top 10, top 20. I got to train with them. I got to play matches with them, see how they prepare. It was a huge learning, I would say, and a kind of a preparation as well for Tokyo Olympics. Though I did not plan that. The only good thing that happened in the pandemic was to kind of have a Japan League as a preparation. So that was the plan initially I had. I had to shift base from German League to Japan to get into the next level. But then Japan was also kind of a doubt, and I thought, I should have some matches in practice, and Polish League came in as an opportunity to get more matches. Japan, I probably would not get that many matches to play. But the Polish, I know I was more like a favorite there. So you're playing under pressure. So it was a very different challenge.
No, surface makes a difference. The table that you're playing on, the ball that you're going to use, the racket, and also the atmosphere itself. How difficult is it? And what is the difference in terms of, is it skill? Is it stamina? Is it a combination of both? What makes the Japanese, the Thai, the Chinese so good?
I mean, I think they first have a solid system in place, like how we have a schooling, and they have proper sports schools, academics kind of a way. They have syllabus for table tennis on how to learn from intermediate, beginner, intermediate. So that's how they do it in China, Japan, in many of the top countries. So they work a lot on the grassroots. And the tables also play a huge role. The tables, like I said, I have even trying to get a table, the Olympic table, which will be used at the Tokyo Olympics. So the surface is very different. For in India, if you see, it's more rough, so it's more grainy. So it's more faster and more spinnier. So the ball is more faster. But when you go a little bit to the Asia or even Europe, the tables are much, much slower. The spin is much slower. So the rallies get longer. You have to be more physical to play at the international circuit. So it's like basically playing like clay and grass.
So who are the players to watch out for, and what are the realistic target that you have set for yourself?
Well, I mean, it's definitely a very, very tough field. The singles, only 3 medals at place. It's not going to be easy. So the first and foremost, I am in a good shape, pretty confident, but a draw plays a very big role. It's a knockout phase. So if I need to get a good draw, I do have a lot of opportunities to beat a lot of top tenors, but there are some difficult players as well, like the Chinese. The couple of Chinese and the top Japanese are going to be very difficult, not so easy.
Has the game changed? In terms of longevity, someone like Sharat Kamal has been there for such a long time, and now you guys are coming through, pulling up the ranks, making. So as a team, does Team India stand a good chance?
Certainly. I mean, a few years back, we don't even be discussing on the medal lines for Team India. I mean, so things have rapidly grown, I would say, rapidly raised exponentially in the last few years. Beating Japan at the Asian Games raised a lot of eyebrows. It's certainly possible to take down the superpowers of Asia as well. I would see even China and Japan are considering India as a threat, to their supremacy. So I beat Harimoto in the Asian Championships, my first World Top 5 win. So these kind of wins give you confidence that you belong. It's not that you upset someone, but you belong to the top league.
No, absolutely. And last but not the least, your coaches, your family. I know before Rio 2016, you did suffer a personal loss. You lost your dad, but your mom's been such a big support. So what is it that you'd like to say to our viewers and also to them, the kind of work that they have put in?
Well, certainly. I mean, this might be an individual sport, but I think, we have worked as a team. If not for my mother or my sisters or my entire family and my core team of coach and physio, it would have been possible for me to come up to this level. My mom especially stood as a backbone after losing my dad. She was the one who pushed me hard to get back into the sport and give it all and dedicate it to my dad. So yeah, I mean, playing Olympics was also a kind of a dream come true, and dedicating it to my dad for all his hard work. And thank all the viewers. I think the support in all my ups and downs has been really good. So I worked hard, and they kept pushing me whenever I needed that kind of extra energy.
True. Nalvartakal, Sathiyan, do well, surprise us. Everything that you do is going to make us proud. All the very best.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.